Real saddle.
Introduce him to a regular old saddle pad. This one's a little bit thicker and kind of orthopedic as a result of him being a little on the slender side still. We're working on it though, aren't we, bud? So we're going to make sure that he's comfortable as part of the experience. So, probably not much different from the
I like to drop things and fumble with things when I work with horses.
bareback pad that I had already exposed him to. So I should be able to touch him with it. Hold it in half. Touch him with it. Shouldn't be an issue. Yes, his head is still, he's very stock still, which means he's digesting this particular experience. But I'm not that concerned that we're not going to get right through it. Now, before he starts thinking I asked him to go somewhere, I'm going to go to the other side. Same thing. Doesn't mean go anywhere. I take it up over his head. No. Let's try again. Okay. We'll go ahead and let him process that for a second. How often are you going to want to put a saddle pad over a horse's head? Probably never. But if I want to do that, I want him to tell me it's okay. Which he's not doing right now. He's clearly objecting. So, we're just going to stick with this for a second.
When I come across something unexpected in a lesson that needs to be worked on, I always think of it as, oh good, something new to work on. I've never ignored something because I always want the horse to walk away with a positive experience.
No. That's all you want.
Every opportunity I have to strengthen the bond that I have created with this horse, I take, because it was a long time for this horse to trust human touch. Now, with him needing me to help guide him through things, I need him to know that I am there to support him. My touch is what reassures him of that.
Hey, hey, sit down. What scare you? Huh? What scare you? No? There you go. There you go. I'm just gonna give him a second to digest that and finally allowed it. He can lower his head for me.
It might seem like, okay, fine, we worked through it, now let's move on. But we didn't really work through it, and my goal now is to keep my horse in the best learning frame of mind about everything that I do with him. It's not about getting a job done, it's about getting all the jobs done, even the unexpected jobs.
So to go back to where I was originally trying to go with this. If I can't pull this up over his head, get it up over his ears. That's what we were trying to do. We're going to try to do that a couple more times. He's going to be accepting of it now. Right, so we're gonna do it this way now. Come over.
Now, I always like to give horses their own job in the game. So I kind of consider it like they're a player in the game and they have a position. So now I'm going to think of something that I can ask him to learn how to do as his job within this task. I find that if you give them their own job, they actually become much more interested in what you want to do with them.
Yeah. So now I'm going to ask him to find a way out, and the way out is to lower his head. So I'm going to ask him to find that way out, which is not raise his head, but to lower his head. Find your way out.
I find this is much more effective than just desensitizing the horse to something. I'm not just asking him to accept something I'm doing to him, I'm asking him to actually participate.
We'll go ahead and put on that for a little bit. Okay, what do you think of this thing? I hope it hasn't. I have a small birth for you. Okay. This thing's indoor. It's fine. I'm flapping a little bit. If it hurts, a bit. See what we got. Put this whole big thing up on here. So,
His walking off at this point had nothing to do with what I was doing. He just lost his focus, saw something he wanted to go look at, and walked off. This was nothing to be punished.
now, I wouldn't have considered that a fear-based walk off. I would say he walked off just on a gyrative walk. There we go. So let's see if we can't get him to move a little bit. Feel that? See if I can get him to walk. Go ahead and ask him to trot again. Okay. Ask him to stop. Ask him to go the other way. I didn't ask him to trot, so I'm going to ask him to walk because I want to be somewhat particular with him anymore. Walk, 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 walk. Yeah. I'm just going to leave him alone once he's doing what I want him to do. I'm asking him to trot now. See if I can ask him to walk. 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 Okay. Now the fun of teaching them about saddles and noises that saddles make. I want to make sure it's smoother than it. Oh, we have to do something about that. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. So I want to teach horses that their responsibility is to stand still. So I don't want to micromanage all this movement. I want to be able to do stuff to him with the saddle, with the rope on the ground, which I don't want to do with him just yet. But I'm going to go ahead and snug this up one hole each side, make it long for leaving, because I'm about to make it very, very scary. So we all know what it's like to have the stirrup fall off, to have something snag you out on a trail, maybe make your saddle make noise. So we don't want to find out how he'll react to that the day it happens. So my goal is to get him through anything that saddle could possibly do today. So what I'm going to do is, if you've watched any of my videos, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take down the stirrup, and I'm going to slap it on the side of the saddle, making chaos until he stops moving his feet. And then when I can successfully slap it 3 times without him moving his feet, I'll move on to the other side.
I know this looks like torture, but just wait. It's a very valuable lesson.
You'll reward his desire to stop moving his feet by stop making the chaos. Job. Go back to it. Reward him by stopping. He's got a lot of lean still, so you can tell he's still interested in eating. So I'm going to go ahead and see if we can't get his head to come down a little bit. When he digests that, drop his head a little bit, then I'll move on to the other side. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and move to the other side, leaving this one now to bang him. I'm not going to put it back up. So, as you might know, horses do not digest things on both sides of their body. Each side is new, so this will be a new experience on this side.
I turned off the voice isolation so you can hear what I'm asking him to tolerate.
When he decides to stop moving his feet, I stop making chaos. Part of the point of doing stuff like that with them is to teach them when you're scared to not move your feet, to stop, and trust me. Now I should be able to come to this side and do it again without a problem. Should be able to come back to this side, do it again without a problem. Is he still worried? understanding that if he moves his feet, it'll keep going? Yes. The fact that he was walking when I grabbed the stirrup and then stopped as a result of me slapping the stirrup means that the message got there. The message got to his feet. We don't want you to move them. So I'm going to move his feet. And I'm going to grab this stirrup and see if I can't get him to stop moving his feet as a result of me doing that. Okay. So I'm going to leave him alone on that for a little bit. Give him a chance to kind of digest it. See if he licks some shoes a little bit, maybe. What he's doing right now. Come grab his now. I'm going to go ahead and ask him to trot now to get some of those stirrups to bang on him a little bit. After we change directions.
Although I feel he's pretty good at responding to the new cues that he's just learned, the fact is he's still only new to everything that I've taught him. And if he's slow to pick up the trot, I don't feel like he's being disobedient more than he's being unconfident.
Walk. Walk.
Here, when he stops behind me, that's not at all an uncommon thing for a horse to do on the circle when they don't know for sure if they need to keep going.
Now
If a
I'm going to
horse
see if I
feels
can remind
unconfident
him
enough to want to stop and
of the
ask a
over
question,
command.
it's most likely that they're going to stop at your back. Here, I'm just asking him to do something else that's very new to him, which is the over command. The over command is asking him to step sideways towards me. This handy command will be utilized at a mounting block.
Over.
When teaching anything new, it's important to not get greedy. Asking him to take more than one step before he really understands what's being asked of him will only help keep him in a state of confusion. My old slogan used to be, doing things right one step at a time. This is where that is the most applicable. Given a chance to soak on things, one step at a time, a horse is more likely to be able to see the value of building on that one step.
Now I'm going to let him experience me elevated. See if I can ask him to over to me while I'm standing on the mounting block. Let him look at it first.
When a horse reaches the stage of being able to work at the mounting block, I'm very careful not to be too quiet so that they can find that sweet spot. So the trick now will be is stay very busy while asking him to find the sweet spot. This way, when I do go quiet, that sweet spot is extra sweet.
Over. He's actually thinking about it, which is kind of cool. I'm still going to help him only because I don't want him to stay too stale.
Here, I tried to throw the rope over his head to help him with a little bit of a rein support, and we ended up having a, oh good, something to work on moment.
So maybe I'll work on that right now, swinging a rope around his head. Fun.
Remember, when I encounter things that the horse seems to struggle with, I don't wait for another day to work on it. I work on it when I discover it.
kind of got scared and worried, so I want him to override that. I'm going to put his brain back to something he knows. Good. Over.
Honestly, I'm pretty impressed with that. Me being on the mounting block so far away from him and him being able to override his fear that made him get so far away from me and still think his way through that puzzle is pretty impressive. It also says a lot about his intelligence.
Ask him to step forward. See if I can get him to hesitate here. Good. I'm going to ask him to over from where he is. And see if I can't get him to step over to me where I'm standing. Over. Good boy. Good boy.
I don't think I had asked him to this point yet about stepping over towards me with his shoulder, and I am not in the right position to support my ask. With that said, if he doesn't do it, I would not be disappointed.
Okay. Okay. Can you bring me your face? Over. Come here. Let me see your face. Let me see your face. Okay, so I'm going to get down and I'm going to help him. He didn't stall out of disrespect. He stalled out on me out of confusion. So instead of allowing him to be confused, I'm going to go ahead and help him. I'm going to step back up here.
Now here's something that I want people to look for when they work with their horses. See how he dips his head down? How he kind of looks like he's about to maybe consider lowering his head to the ground? You can tell by the way he moves his head that it's a level of consideration that's going on. What he's doing is he's considering that he might know the right answer, and he's trying to find the confidence to try the answer he thinks it is. This is the best time and the most important time to be patient with them and let them sort it out. They'll almost always make you proud.
Okay, so I'm going to ask him to step forward again. Step forward. Good. Oh, good job. I'm going to ask him to... Ooh. Except that makes noise, that feels like something on him. Okay, then we're going to get down, we're going to do it again. When I step on the mounting block, I expect horses to come and set up. I'm going to ask them to step forward a little bit. Stand. Good job. Step down. I got a group of horses galloping in right now. Okay. I like the way he handled that. We'll go ahead and step back up here. Ask him to step back up. Nope. Now he's farther away than I want, so I'm going to ask him to over. 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 Yep, good. And I'm going to ask for the hindquarters a little bit. Over. Over. Distracted by the other horses playing like this. Good job. Good job. Give some noise with the saddle. Maybe even lift the stirrup, see what that does. Good job. Step away again. Good job. Ask him to understand when I get here, he needs to keep coming until he's set up. Oh. Can I ask for his shoulders to come over? Good. Can I ask for his shoulders to come over one more step? Over. 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 Good job. Good job. Good job. are you? Huh? So I'd say he's still a little too far back for me. If I was to say I wanted to step up on him, I'm going to ask him for that half a step forward. Good job. Good job. See if I can touch him from behind here. See if I can do a high bob from up here. I don't have the right shoes on, so I'm not going to step up, but a nice lick and chew there might even be the spot to quit. See if I can stirrups back up. Make noise with them. Good job. See if I can take that girth off without him walking off. Good job. Woo. Okay. Real good. Hit something, huh? Did that make some noise you weren't sure about? You're fine though, huh? Nice little spook, but you didn't go crazy on me. Take the saddle off. Bear half the pad off. Set up so he knows what's going on. Saddle back on, put the head up so you know what's going on. Take the saddle off, put the pad off, throw the pad on, throw the saddle on. I'm going to call that a good day. What do you think, handsome? Huh? What do you think? You get some ropes over your head first before we call it total quit. Get some ropes over your head.